Wait till you hear this. Liz actually did this and got paid for it. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Okay, you got to tell.
Okay, Joey and I were talking, I guess, yesterday about some of the weird things I have been paid to do over the course of my career.
Joey's her husband.
Yes, and one of those, and this has got to be 15 years ago or something, I was hired to play a mourner at like a 40th or 50th birthday party.
Oh, now that's hilarious.
It was so much fun.
Uh-huh.
You get in full, like black hat with the veil thing, and you just go in and you're talking about the loss of their youth. When they turn, 40,
Did
50,
you know
60.
the person?
No, I was hired by, they just got my name, because I did other characters.
That must have been easy to do for someone you don't know, because you'd laugh.
Yes.
If you knew the people, right?
Not necessarily, because, if you're into drama and acting, you know that. You can kind of separate that to a certain degree. Family would be harder. Family
would be hard, and good
right.
friends would be hard. Because they'd laugh along with you, and you couldn't stay in character.
Right, but I don't know. I think of things. I try to keep it, a little darker in my head so I don't laugh.
That's something.
But I've played the Easter Bunny before.
Well, that's not weird.
No, it's not weird. It's just you're paying me because I'm having so much fun doing this. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's something different? How about you? What's something different that you've been paid to do that was just a little, I don't know.
Odd.
A
little different.
Yeah, because she played somebody mourning somebody's youth at a birthday party.
Gary said he was paid to dress up as the Pink Panther at a home and garden show.
Really?
Yeah. I wonder how much he got paid. I don't want to be that personal, but at the same time, I really kind of want to know.
I don't know. I think when I was a kid, somebody paid me to pull weeds out of their gravel lawn. That was horrible. That's not weird, though, is it?
Well, a little bit.
It's not different.
Well, you hear teenagers or little kids mowing the lawn. I mean, that's more.
Yeah.
But pulling the weeds out.
That was horrible because it was a gravel lawn. It was all gravel. Instead of grass, it was little pebbles. It was little gravel. And so I had to pull out in between all the little dainty small rocks, all the weeds that were growing up.
Okay, I'm going to ask, how much did you get paid?
Maybe 25 cents an hour. It was
25 cents an hour in that Florida sun?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I could spend it on a Slurpee when I was done at 7-Eleven. That was about it. So what about you? Share your story. 800-447-7234. It's His Morning Crew on His Radio.
His Morning Crew.
What is something that was, I don't know, a little odd that you were paid to do? At 800-447-7234. It's Rob and Liz on His Radio.
And I got a text from Amy, and Amy said, I folded bandanas. She said in all kinds of different ways, and there were lots and lots of bandanas.
It's a lot of folding there.
Yeah. And then Diane said, I acted as a 20-year-old for a shower. I guess it was her husband's cousin's shower or something like that. And she was paid to, I guess, imitate her in her 20s at a birthday party or whatever, a shower rather.
No.
That sounds fun.
That does. Okay, Kyle is here. What about you, Kyle? What did you do?
The weirdest thing that I've ever been paid to do is read obituaries at funerals. Yeah, it's a legit deal. And I probably have done it 4 or 5 different times. And when it's a family member, it's really strange. When it's someone you kind of knew, it's not too bad. But it is a bizarre thing to stand there trying not to mess up somebody's name while you're reading in front of a group of about 100 people.
Yeah, and at the funeral, we're reading the obit.
And at your family member's obit being paid for that is weird.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
Lydia said, when I was a teenager, I was paid to fly polystyrene airplanes back and forth. You remember those?
No, what is that?
They would stand in the middle of the mall and just, it looked like styrofoam to me. I don't know. Okay. And she would throw those things and they would flip in the air and they were like $20.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
I'm almost positive I bought one, possibly from Lydia. I don't know. But she said it was so much fun. Joyce, a little different. Hers wasn't as fun. She said the strangest job that she ever got paid for was she worked for a pet groomer expressing the glands of dogs.
Joyce, we love you, girl.
She said,
Someone's got to do it.
It paid the bills.
Woo, you got food on the table.
There you go.
The money. Sorry. Here's Sarah at 800-447-7234. What was it for you, Sarah?
I was a little girl. Our pony got out into the corral, and I lived up north where it had snowed just feet and feet, and my mom didn't want to go get it, so she said, I'll pay you $100 to go get that horse. I remember so mad because my sister went out and just stood out there and got paid too. And so it was like she did not help.
How long did it take?
Oh, it was probably a couple hours ordeal. I had to get help from, it went all the way to the neighbor's house. It was a kind of unruly horse. I definitely needed help since I was only around 11 at the time.
Good money for an 11-year-old, though.
Well, look at the initiative.
Oh,
I mean, you shown leadership skills already. You're like, okay, we got to get the horse. Now I've got to get people to help me. I'm going to earn this $100, but your sister won out. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. She endured the cold at least.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
15 or 20 years ago, I played characters, different little characters. I played a mourner. So I would go out to birthday parties and mourn someone's youth.
Their youth is gone. Like for people who hit, I'm sorry if this is happening to you, it's going to be okay, but would hit 40 or over.
40, 50, 60, 70, whatever. And you would just have little bits of information about the person so that you could really cry about their youth. And it was a lot of fun.
She got paid to do that.
I did. It was good.
So we've been thinking about maybe some of those jobs that were unique enough for you that you got paid for before at 800-447-7234.
So Kayla, when she was 10 years old, her dad offered to pay her and her sisters $10 if they would choose collard greens. She was the only one that did it, and he actually paid her $10. You know what I didn't ask? Kayla, did you like the collard greens?
Watch her be eating them for the rest of her life because she loves collard greens.
Sisters missed out.
And easy, $10 for you, Kayla. Okay, Tony is here. Tony, what happened?
I worked at a hospital on the cleanup crew, and they had a kitchen in it. And they didn't have nobody that wanted to do it in the kitchen, so they called the cleanup crew and asked if they wanted to get paid some extra money cleaning out the grease pit. And it's like a huge cesspool tank, but it had grease. And I got in there and cleaned it, and it took me a whole day to do it, but I got paid $200 extra along with my hourly pay.
Nice. How long did you do that?
You done it like every once a year.
Oh, just once a year? All that grease buildup?
Uh-huh.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, Tony, you said you used to work at the hospital. What do you do now?
I'm a pastor at a local church here, assistant pastor.
Oh, wonderful. Still making a difference in lives. Look at that.
Yeah, I've been. Lord's really fired me up within the last 2 years, and to God be the glory. But every time I preach, there's usually 4 or 5 people get saved.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's so interesting hearing about these unique type jobs that people have been paid to do before.
Wild stuff.
I know, isn't that crazy? Tony said he cleaned out a grease pit just moments ago.
And it took him all day to do it, and they only did it once a year, which is weird.
At a hospital.
Yeah.
At a hospital. They must not have produced a lot of grease. If they produced a lot of grease, that means that they were feeding bad stuff to people at a hospital. So that makes sense.
Well, a hospital probably wouldn't have the bad stuff with a lot of grease, so yes.
Chrissa's along with us at 800-447-7234. What was it for you, Chrissa?
I was maybe 10 or 11 years old. I lived in Washington State when Mount St. Helens erupted, and we used to put ash in little bags and a little piece of paper. I don't remember what it said, but we would put it in it, and they would took it to a novelty store, and they sold it as little trinkets.
That was I remember that. That was 1982 when Mount St. Helen bursted.
Yeah, so I was maybe 11.
Did you get paid well to do it?
I don't even remember. It was probably like 1 or 2 pennies per, because I remember us doing hundreds and hundreds of them.
And a job you'll never forget.
No, the ashes and the Mount St. Helens erupting. So, yeah, crazy.
Diane's here. What about you, Diane?
I was given a gorilla costume and asked to take up the behind of it. Now, that was a chore.
Oh, so you're a seamstress.
And how come you had to fix the gorilla outfit?
Because the behind was too big, so I had to take up just the butt. The rest of it was fine. That was the oddest job I think I've ever had.
Yeah, so a gorilla with a tiny hiney.
That was it. That was what it was, a tiny, hiney gorilla.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
I noticed, I'm colorblind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know that, but I'm colorblind. But I did notice that it looked like a couple of the trees looked a little different to me. And I said, are they starting to change color now? Sure enough, they are because of fall. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. I don't know if this is earlier than usual.
I don't know if it's earlier than normal either, but I know right now, at least in parts of, I guess, the upstate of South Carolina, parts of Georgia, we're not quite there yet. North Carolina, obviously, and especially the higher elevations, a little farther along. So if you maybe take a trip up the Blue Ridge Parkway or down the Blue Ridge Parkway, you're going to start to see more of those colors.
Yeah, I took a look at when the peaks are going to be. And so right now in the Blue Ridge Mountains through Charlotte and it's kind of patchy to partial.
Yeah.
Next week it's supposed to be peak.
Yeah.
Which is going to be gorgeous. I love it when it's peaked.
Yeah.
Georgia and the lower part of South Carolina and along the coast, it's minimal right now, but the peak is going to start like the first day of our Share-a-thon, which is October 19th. Yeah, so that whole week. And then the Triangle in eastern North Carolina, it's partial now, but it should be peak by next weekend.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking like the next 2 weeks, pretty critical if you want to see the colors at their peak when they're, like my favorite is that maroon and that burnt orange kind of a color.
That sounds nice.
Oh, like my heart just sort of goes when I see those colors. But if we wait until October 26th, they're saying we're kind of past peak.
It'll be
and
too late, huh?
They'll be falling and they'll just be brown.
They do this tour, or you could drive like through the Blue Ridge Parkway at that certain time. So what would be peak next week?
Yeah,
for that area,
next
and
weekend.
So you would see all the beautiful colors.
It's just
then
gorgeous to take in, especially when you've got a really blue sky and just the contrast between the two. Okay, I'm going to the mountains.
Yeah, what I'm not looking forward to is raking. Oh, it's going to be a bear.
Well, don't do it. I'm just
You
kidding.
have to rake.
I know you do.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Leaves starting to turn colors. The next couple of weeks, we'll see the peak at its height. It's going to be so good. I wonder where you go. 800-447-7234 to see the fall leaves. What about you, Terry?
But you know where the O-25 is going toward North Carolina?
Like near Hendersonville?
You go under the Highway 11 bridge on Highway 25, and then you got a right turn that puts you on the O2 lane. And you drive up through there, and the trees create a canopy of trees and branches over the highway. And if you want some good leaf changing and some good colors, drive up through there.
Sounds like you visited that for years.
I remember when we had to drive up there to get to North Carolina. That's always been a favorite place of mine now to see leaves. And the thing is, not many people drive up through there.
Oh, it sounds like a much-needed trip over the next couple of weeks for sure.
And I think I'll keep it our secret.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to tell too many people.
Yeah, like there's nobody listening right now. Just me, just the three of us.
You didn't hear what Terry said. Put it out of your mind.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's Mr. Percival and his wife really trying hard to have kids.
Yeah, they tried for years, like 6 years.
Yeah.
They tried, and they would have their little eggs, and they would take turns sitting on the nest.
Oh, by the way, we're talking about pelicans.
Oh, yeah, true. That might be a
Just so you know.
key point of the story.
Dude sitting on eggs. It's like, that's not how you have babies.
That's not how it works. But they would take turns sitting on the nest and trying to warm up the little eggs so they would hatch. And it just never happened. And they were kind of getting depressed about it, which you don't think that birds or animals, get depressed over that kind of thing?
Well, here's the thing.
do.
6 years.
That's a long time.
6 years.
Yeah. And they saw all their friends having little hatchlings and, it was, So anyway, their handlers at their sanctuary, it's Pelican Sanctuary, decided, all right, we're going to make this happen for them. And so they kind of made them adoptive parents. They got an egg and they put it in their nest.
They did a little switcheroo.
They did a little switcheroo. And so Percival and his wife are now proud parents of a little baby.
And the way that they act like this is amazing.
Yeah.
These are birds.
Yes.
You wouldn't think pelicans would have that kind of emotion, but they do.
Yeah,
At least these two do.
Right. Well, Percival's walking around this little sanctuary. He got a little strut going on. He's
Got
like, that's my
myself.
boy.
It's a son.
All right. He's a good, strong, strapping boy.
He's going to dive and get fish like no other pelican you ever see.
His morning crew.
so determined to get on that bike and ride, get this, 200 miles.
Wow. How long would that take?
On that bike. Well, it took him quite a bit.
Okay.
So, but you need to know what kind of bike he was on. Okay, now your first thought would be, he's probably on a bike like you see on the Tour de France.
Oh, right. If he's going to ride that far, sure.
Going to ride that far, maybe he'll have a backpack. I don't know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's cycling backpacking.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, you can just strap all that stuff and gear on your bike,
like
and
your water and your granola,
and your tent and your food and your clothes. There's a whole system on what you can pack on your bike.
Okay,
it's really neat. I want to do that. Amy and I have been talking about doing that at some point.
Oh, that
don't know how
fun.
we're going to do it, but at one point in life, that's going to happen. It won't happen tomorrow or in 2020, maybe not even 2021. But we've been talking about it. So Wes has a little girl. His little girl is about 8 years old. Mm-hmm. Think about her bike that she has. She's 8.
Pink and streamers and basket and...
She's nailing it.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what her bike looks like.
Yeah.
And it's tiny.
Oh, I would think for an 8-year-old.
That's the bike he rode.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
It's literally the bike he rode.
Did he not have access to another bike, or that's just what he chose to do?
No, he just went ahead and he did it. I mean, 12-inch wheels and everything.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So he packed up and went from Glasgow, Scotland into Manchester, England, which is, roughly 200 miles.
Wow. I wonder how his knees are feeling today.
Pretty rough. I mean, just think about it. Just a big guy on a little bike and going down. Yeah.
I mean, average guy's what? 5'8" to 5'10", and he's on an 8-year-old's bike.
Oh, this guy's 7'1".
Oh, is he 7'1"? Goodness gracious.
I just made that up.
Okay.
I have no idea how tall the guy is.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Dude, chill. Just chill. And if you would, just choose your chill, dude. Chill. Choose it. What is it going to be? What's wrong?
You're just cracking me up.
Well, you got to choose your chill.
You do have to choose your chill. A high-end refrigerator. I'm going with that one.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's not just any high-end refrigerator. It's a deluxe.
Oh, a high-end deluxe.
It's a deluxe high-end.
See what I'm...
It's a refrig high-end deluxe.
Huh?
But you just choose your chill.
You do choose your chill. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. I want to see if it has one of those crazy ice makers that come, because I love ice. I love chomping ice.
Oh, do you crunch ice?
I crunch ice.
Oh, you're going to drive my wife crazy just like I do.
Oh, she doesn't like it?
She doesn't like any kind of noise like that.
Joey doesn't like it either.
So I'm going
right?
crunching on the ice because it's enjoyable to crunch and chew ice.
Oh, and just crushed so well. That's what I'm looking forward to.
By the way, here's the other choice.
Yeah.
So it's either the deluxe high-end fridge with fancy ice cubes or the home theater system, which is a big screen TV. Mm-hmm. It takes up the whole honking wall. Mm-hmm. And the sound that goes along with it.
Yeah, the fancy sound bar that goes along with it.
So you choose your chill. It's a contest. You get to win either or. The choice is yours. So, dude, chill and choose it. And all you have to do is be a part of Share-a-thon that's coming up. We're listener supported, by the way. And so your gift of support goes a long way. October 19th, if you want to register, just call. Before then, if you want to register, go ahead and give your gift towards Share-a-thon now.
You can go ahead and do it right now and not even have to think about it again until somebody might call you and say, choose your chill. You just won. 800-447-7234. You can text the word give. We'll give you all the info. You can also go on the app at His Radio, and you can go online to hisradio.com.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
I would love to do something like this. I've always wanted to go to Italy. There's a chance where you could buy a home in Italy for $32.
$32?
32 American dollars.
I'm sorry. There's a string attached. And what are they? Because there's got to be more than one.
Not so much. So what it is this family owns a couple of homes around the world. And this is a vacation home in Tuscany. Oh, Tuscany. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this villa, I think it's 4-bedroom and like 3 bathrooms. It has a swimming pool. It has some acreage that you don't normally find.
What's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with
it. $32 to buy it. How much? What's wrong?
You enter to win a contest.
Oh, of course.
With your $32, but all the money goes to charity. Well, most of the money goes to a children's charity in England that helps care for children that are scared, they feel unloved, unable to cope with what's going on in daily life. And so you could win this villa in Italy for $32.
What are the taxes on it?
They said they're going to pay that.
They're going to pay everything.
That's going to be part of it all.
Electricity?
Well, they're not going to keep you up after you buy it.
I mean, how much is it? It's in the middle of nowhere, probably.
Well, it's in Tuscany, which is a fairly big area
I have no
Italy.
idea.
Yeah.
Never been.
So, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I don't know what the taxes are going to be or the electric's going to be later.
Well, they let you Airbnb it out.
Well, they don't have any say in it
They've got
once they
some
sign it
say.
over.
They're paying taxes and everything on it.
They're paying the sales tax on it. They're paying that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's property tax in Tuscany, Italy.
I don't either. I'm assuming that there would be something.
You would think.
And
There's something. There's.
But they're not going to keep you up. I think the family that's doing this is pretty well off. And so they are trying to give back to a charity that they're passionate about.
Okay, so you donate $32.
Yes.
It's almost like a raffle.
Yes.
And it's going to go to some charity.
Yes.
Most of it.
Yes.
And you might win a house.
Yes.
Okay.
In Italy with a swimming pool and acreage, and it's just gorgeous. And maybe I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses, and I'm okay with that.
Well, you got to upkeep it now.
You have to.
Now you have to hire people to take care of the thing.
Nobody takes care of my house. I don't have to hire anybody.
You're not going to be over there mowing the grass every weekend.
Listen, if I were to win that house, I don't know. Would you not move if you won that house?
You're not moving.
In Tuscany?
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I don't care if you go every now and then.
Okay, it can be my second home.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, then you might.
Where you go once every 5 years, please.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Have you seen any of the pictures from the Eiffel Tower in Paris over the last couple of days?
The last couple of days?
Yeah.
No. What's different?
It's pink. For Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, it's October. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
It is beautiful. You know, what color do you think the Eiffel Tower actually is?
I have no idea. I'm colorblind.
That's
I'm
right.
going to think brown. I don't know.
Yeah, most people think it's black, but it is actually brown.
Wow.
Yeah, but they light it up during October. Pink. It is not the only landmark around the world that's pink. Evidently, vector lights on Auckland Harbour Bridge in New Zealand all lit up pink for this time of year. Buckingham Palace goes pink in October, also for breast cancer awareness. And then the White House and some other landmarks around the world, too.
That's good. I would imagine if they're not doing it, they should. The Empire State Building.
They usually do it. I don't think they've done it quite yet. At least I haven't seen it in the news anywhere. But, they usually don't go the entire month, but it's so that they pick different times during the month to keep awareness up.
A lot of courageous women, fight for their lives when it comes to that type of cancer.
Yeah. It's just, a daily reminder, especially in October, to really have it top of mind to have those checks.
Yeah, the mammograms and everything else. Got to keep healthy.